activity is known as Information Dominoes, and it's based upon the Magenta Principle Connect. Now, Connect is a particularly significant Magenta Principle, simply because it lies at the very heart of understanding. You know, if you know that and you know that, you probably just know it. But if you can see how pieces of information, ideas are inextricably linked, if you can place them into a wider context, if you can begin to make some connections between them, almost certainly you're moving into a deeper form of understanding. We're going to work as a group and we need some information. Now, the information could be absolutely anything. We're going to divide that information into pieces of information, and we're going to deal the pieces of information around the group as you would a pack of cards. The first student is going to lay one of their pieces of information on the desk. The next student will lay one of their pieces of information next to it, but only if they can articulate a connection between their information and the information that's already down. The rest of the group is there to challenge bogus connections, weak connections, and so on. And round the group we go. You lay a piece of information down only if you can articulate a connection between your information and the information that's just been laid. Note, we don't need a linear shape to these connections. We just need students making connections. Any which way is fine. The activity is known as dominoes. Take a look at these examples. The first one comes from Key Stage 1. And as you can see, children are making connections between religious books, religious buildings, religious symbols, and so on. And I guess the question is an activity such as Information Dominoes the kind of thing that's suitable for primary schools? You can see how younger children would enjoy it, but it doesn't really have a place in a secondary school. Well, have a look at this example. It's one of my favourite examples from all of the Magenta publications over the years. It comes from a senior school. It comes from a senior girls group. And it's a highly challenging example. You might not recognise what you're looking at. Musicians would recognise it. You're actually looking at chord progressions. And if you've no idea what chord progressions are, simple way to explain it would be two chords when played next to each other will sound pleasant to a Western ear. But two other chords, when played next to each other, would grate against the Western ear. It's kind of harmonic grammar, if you like. So what you're looking at is effectively musical composition. Now, the teacher says, I really challenged them over this because I told them that their chord progressions had to work vertically as well as horizontally. So what you're looking at effectively is multiple musical compositions done simultaneously. Wow, that's challenging. And the teacher chuckled and then said, I started chucking in variables like, what about in a major key? What about in a minor key? And so on. It's an example that is challenging, it's rigorous, it's highly academic. So, Information Dominoes. What are they doing? Are they playing a game? Or are they engaged in an activity that involves them making deep, meaningful connections? Are they playing? Are they learning? Well, I guess that's up to you. You know, there's a phrase we use in Magenta, they're not ready meals. Information dominoes, and indeed all Magenta activities, totally dependent on the teacher. The way in which a teacher interprets an activity, the way in which a teacher implements an activity, the way they mediate the experience, the way in which they facilitate the session. Magenta is totally dependent on the teacher. You know, if you want them playing a game, that's up to you. If you want them making connections and therefore learning, well, that's up to you as well. So Information Dominoes, you know, go and play with it. Go and try it out in your own classroom. Remember, think variations around the theme, but making connections lies at the heart of understanding. Have fun.